Yes, I have my little bear. I'm 33 and I still like cuddle with a bear. I think it's kind of sweet and charming. And it just helps me with me being on the spectrum just to have something to like play with, like a stimming toy. Anyway, but I digress. Let's hop into this video. Hello, dear ones. This is an impromptu live. For those of you who are new, you have not known that I have been a part of the just alternative lifestyle community for a little bit. But for those of you who have been following me for a while, you guys knew I spent after community college, I spent some time living in northern Georgia, living in a 1-2 bedroom apartment with a roommate. Then I moved home for 7 years during COVID, and now I'm living in a pad split. So I'm going to tell you guys why. And now you guys know I'm a digital nomad content creator. I am a screenwriter. I'm a consecrated Christian missionary and a childcare provider. And I will be taking on a new job role in a couple of weeks out in Dallas, Texas. But I am here to tell you guys why I choose an alternative lifestyle. And first, before you see this video, don't think it's what you think it is by alternative lifestyle. Okay, what I mean by that is a lifestyle and how I live, like my residence, my real estate. I don't mean the sexuality stuff for all you LGBTQ community. I know it's the month of June and Pride Month and all of that craziness. Doing when I was doing community college and then I had stopped for a short break to do other work and um, just explore other lifestyles, I got into the gig economy. So I was doing work, I was like doing nannying, I was working childcare, I was working at a dinner theater with actors, I was doing Uber Kids, I was doing piano teaching lessons of teaching kids music exposure. I was just doing a lot. Like Jonathan Rumi, I had like 5, 6, 7 little gigs. But I did all of that throughout my 20s. And then in my late 20s, COVID hit. And that was when I was just specifically doing childcare and a little bit of animal sitting, like dog sitting, cat sitting, mostly dog sitting. But yeah, and also I had gotten a van after COVID, a couple years after COVID, like 2023, when I came back from Kenya, I got a van because I was trying van life out for a little bit. And you guys knew I am just a survivor. You guys know I've been through situationships, scams. Um, I've been through narcissistic domestic violence emotionally, that in which I could share about in another video. Yeah, I've been through some things, and my like 7 gray hairs in my afro will show it. I'm not gonna show you guys right now because it's hair wash day, but I have 7 gray hairs to show it. So yeah, I've been through a lot, but why I choose to do alternative living in regard to careers and in regard to lifestyle, like resident. Well, first of all, about 7 to 9 years ago, I got into the tiny house movement. I was watching Tiny House USA on HGTV, but mostly I was watching tiny house videos on YouTube. And then during COVID, I started watching van life videos, and for some people, it was travel abroad videos. For some people, it was car life videos, living in small cars. For some people, it was living in tents. Yeah. And, for those of my friends abroad, I just want you to know, yeah, if you're looking to come to America, the old American dream that they talked about like 100 years ago, like in the 1930s, the 1920s, that is dead. I mean, yes, people are still buying traditional 4 or 5 bedroom homes, military families, entrepreneurs, 6 figure, 7 figure workers. People are still doing that, but it is becoming very difficult for the average working class American, the average below middle class income salary American, and more people are choosing, whether they're middle class or low class, more people are choosing to live nomadically, more people are choosing to live in vans, more people are choosing to live in Airbnbs, more people are choosing pad split like myself, more people are choosing to live tiny and digitally and nomadically, whether they have families of their own or whether they're single or just a couple with no children. So that's becoming the new lifestyle. And um, yeah, so it all started with the different gigs that I had. And then that led to, I was always a black sheep in my family. I wasn't really traditional in the sense that I wanted to go to college for 4 years. I wanted to come out. I wanted to go to grad school. I wanted to get a six-figure job. I wanted to buy a house after that, or I wanted to get married. Then I wanted to buy a house after that. Don't get me wrong. I am very traditional in the sense of marriage and values and family. I do desire to be married to one man. I am heterosexual, one godly man. And I'm open to the idea of starting a family, whether that's adopting a child, whether that's having a cat, whether that's something like that. I'm not necessarily wanting to be pregnant, like ever, but I love babies. Like the new job I just took on is a maternity home. So I just don't know if I necessarily want to birth a child for myself. That's a desire that I just do not have. And I'm getting older, and I'll be 35 next year. And it's just, yeah, it's harder for women already. And then when you have like mental health, some challenges going on, it can be harder. And I've always had a desire to sponsor children or be a spiritual mother. So there are many ways to be a parent. But anyway, in this season of my single life, I have always desired just a non-traditional lifestyle in the sense of living nomadically. So it's really a blessing with this new job that I will be taking on. I'll be able to live in a maternity home. I'll be able to save, get room and board for free. I'll be able to get a stipend so that I can start putting money toward my tiny house, prayerfully in Dallas Fort Worth, Texas area, because there's some tiny houses that I've been looking out there for on YouTube for the last 2 years. So yeah, so living digitally, living nomadically, for some people they remote work, some people don't have YouTube channels or don't do social media or don't get donations or don't have monetized platforms. Some people work remote. I live in a pad split right now, which the minimal stay in the pad split is to rent a one bedroom for at least 12 weeks. So yeah, I'm literally in my pad split for 12 weeks. I've been here for 2 months. I'm coming upon the third month now, and the Lord has provided me with a job in a new state, a live-in job, a live-in child care nanny job. So I'll just be able to move, and I won't have to break a lease, which is great. So yeah, why I decide to live digitally, nomadically, and essentially alternatively, it's because I just think the old American dream is something of the past. And for some people that still, desire the traditional four-bedroom house and they have a lot of kids, and that's great. But I think a lot of people are resorting more to like the homestead life now, if you can afford it, because that's expensive too. And they're building like a property on some land, whether they have inherited land or whether they've bought land, they're building their own property on land and they're living off the grid. And that's just becoming a new lifestyle, in addition to the alternative van life, car life, tiny house dweller, pad split life, Airbnb life, or for some people living abroad, for some Americans living abroad life for 2 months, for 6 months out of the year if they work remote for an international company, then coming back to the States. But yeah, the traditional like five-bedroom house. That's another reason why I moved out of my hometown of Stafford County, Stafford, Virginia. I couldn't stand it. Like that was everywhere. Like everyone had like a $500,000 house. Um, the women that I worked with, all of them mostly were military, three kids, da 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 da, and some of them weren't even 40 yet. And that's beautiful if that's your life. But I feel like for me and my husband, what we're going to be called to do is travel and be missionaries and have our sponsored kids and maybe have a property in Kenya for like 100 grand and then still have our tiny house like parked on land in America, whether it's Texas or whether it's in the backyard of his parents' home or something like that. But yeah, so why I choose to live alternatively, it's affordable for a modest income person such as myself. Number two, it's becoming the new American source of reality, if you will, the new American dream to just live alternatively. um, and it's freeing, you know. Aside from my traditions of being a Christian Catholic woman, and aside from my traditions of also being non-denominational, aside from that, I am very much a hippie. So I just kind of go with the flow of life. Again, I'm the black sheep of my family. Yeah. So, why I choose to live alternatively, because it's freeing, it's liberating, it's affordable. It's freeing, it's liberating, number one. It's affordable. And I just feel like because I believe in God, because I serve Jesus, I feel like if God, because I'm an artist too, I'm very artistic and autistic, if God had made for us all to be the same, if us all to be white sheep, he wouldn't have left the 99 for the one sheep. So Christians, just think about that. I'm just going to let you sit with that. If God had